Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thanks again for joining us this morning. Let me start by saying, first of all, thank you very much to all the TSU supporters who are here this morning, to our honored guest, and also to the media for coming out on this rainy day to be with us on a really great day for Texas Southern University. I also want to recognize just a couple of special guests. First of all, here for Coach Dishman, his former coach Phil Bennett, who's here today. Phil, want to wave? Also, one of his former Houston Oilers teammates, Mr. Bubba McDowell, is here. Bubba was also not only a teammate, but he was a secondary mate. Bubba was a safety. Chris was on the corner usually, so they kind of communicated a lot back there, but also soon to be arch rivals, because Bubba's the head coach at Prairie View. But again, this is truly a special day at Texas Southern University as we get set to introduce our new head football coach, Mr. Cris Dishman. And I'd like to get this started, but before we get to that, we'd like to start with some opening remarks from the chairman of the TSU Board of Regents, the Honorable Brandon Simmons. How about a big hand for Mr. Simmons?
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much to everyone for coming out to help us celebrate the arrival of Coach Cris Dishman. That's an applause line, by the way. That's an applause line. Thank you. So in the time since our athletic director, Dr. Granger, selected Coach, I've heard from people all across the country who are so excited to see Coach Dishman at Texas Southern. And as I've gotten to know our new coach, I'm seeing the same things that Dr. Granger described and that people all across the country described to me. He's no doubt a passionate competitor in the sport. He's a master of the sport. But he also cares deeply about his players. He cares about their academic success. He cares very deeply about their career and professional success. That's something I've heard him talk a lot about. And he also cares about them having flourishing lives as brothers, husbands, and fathers. That's something very powerful I've heard him say many times now. You all came here to hear from the real stars of this show, and that's Dr. Granger and most of all, Coach Dishman. So let me close by just saying a huge thank you to Dr. Granger for all the work he did in this search, and also to our interim president, Dr. Mary Sias, for her work. Many thanks to both of them.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Also, I'd like to recognize, while we have an opportunity here, another member of the Texas Southern Board of Regents, the Honorable Richard Johnson, who's also on the podium today, on the stage. I think you know everybody else up there. We have Dr. Kevin Granger, Cris Dishman, and of course you met Mr. Simmons here.
Yeah, I just really quick. I want to take this opportunity to thank our interim president, Dr. Sias, and Dr. Granger, and I want to thank Houston, and I want to thank God for this wonderful decision to bring this wonderful man, this wonderful coach, to our TSU family. I'm a two-time alumnus at Texas Southern University. Proud of our university, native Houstonian, proud of Houston. Want to thank Coach Dishman for coming back. Welcome back to Houston, my friend. And we're looking to bring the Houston family in to Texas Southern University. Thank you.
As you all know, to have a successful athletic program, you have to have really great student athletes, because after all, they're the ones who are on the field. They have to play the games and get the job done. But you need a little more than that. You also need to have the vision to lead. And the Vice President of Intercollegiate Athletics, Dr. Kevin Granger, well, he was a winner and a leader as an athlete, and he's taking those same skills to his job now at TSU. The guy, he's capable of making bold decisions needed to accomplish your championship goals. But after that, let me ask you to put your hands together to welcome Dr. Kevin Granger.
Thank you, Butch. Thank you also for being the MC today. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone who came out to support and be a part of this announcement. I'd like to thank our Board of Regents members, our President Sias, and all of the faculty, staff, students, and administrators who put in the effort for us to get to this conclusion. I will say it was a long process. But the process, it was long because of us. We wanted to make sure we got this one right. This was a huge decision for us. We wanted to make sure we got a coach that could not only push Texas Southern forward on the field, but off the field as well. As I was talking to Coach Dishman, and round after round after round, Coach always rose to the top. I mean, he was always at the top, and I think he and I probably talked a lot more than we thought we was on the original start time. But it was me doing my due diligence to make sure I reported back to the Board of Regents and the President the best available candidate for our football program. I think our football program is right there, and we just needed a coach to push us over the top, or get us over the hump, if you want to say. And I think we found it. I think we found at Texas Southern University. I think we found the next coach to push us forward, you all, and we should be excited about that. We should be excited about that. Now, Coach McDowell, we know each other well. He's in the audience. Now I don't have to do all of the smack talk at the Labor Day Classic. Coach Dishman and them going to have to start talking and going at each other. And so I'm excited. You can tell I'm just so excited about where we at and where we're going as an organization. TSU athletics is on the rise, and we're on the rise because we have great student athletes. Let me just say that. We have fantastic student athletes. We're graduating our student athletes at an all-time high. It's the highest in the history of the school. That's important, because at the end of the day, I get excited, or we get excited about winning championships, but we get more excited about seeing our student athletes march across that stage. And that's the main focus, or the main reason why we're here. So we wanted to get a coach that obviously shared that vision. And he said on an interview, he said, hey, I'm requiring a 275. I said, no. We do 3.0s around here. And so we're going to have to step it. He said, okay, I'll step that up. So we're excited about it. We thank you all again. I mean, it was a process that we had to go through to get to this point, and I like where we're at. I like the result. I like the hire. I think the hire is really going to do a lot for our university to enhance it and enhance our student athletes. So at the end of the day, this is hopefully my last conversation about football. Now it's time for me to get the ball to Coach Dishman and let him run with it. So I welcome you all. Tiger fans, let's stand up. Let's give a great welcome to our head football coach, Cris Dishman. We're going to leave the whole stage to you.
Okay.
So you can do it.
Well, as I prepared myself yesterday for my speech, I have to get away from it and acknowledge some of the people. I see Ralph Cooper, Kim Davis. You know, we've been going along for years. I see Scoop Berman. You know, just some of the media out here. I see my man Bowie sitting there, who my Bible study on Thursdays. You know, so my wife Jennifer, my brother Colin, and his wife Tracy. Coach Phil Bennett, you guys are going to see a lot of him. I'm demanding a lot of him of coming from College Station down here to mentor me and to be a part of it. So he's the guy who coached the coaches. One of his favorite sayings is that, I'm thinking, how does he say it's, you either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. So, all right. Some of my assistant coaches to the right is here right now, so I'm glad to see you guys. All right, now let me get into my speech. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to stand before you today as the 18th head football coach of Texas Southern University. This is more than a job. this is more than a job. It's a homecoming that only happened by the grace of God, who I give all praise and glory. I'd like to thank Madam President Dr. Sias, our athletic director, Kevin Granger, the Board of Regents, the alumni, the faculty, the students, the TSU partners, the fans, and of course my family. When I came to Houston in 1988 to join the Houston Oilers, I never realized that it was the beginning of a circle that would take me around the world and back to where my football career started, in the fourth largest city in the country at the top tier HBCU. I am not just coaching football in the SWAC, I'm coaching futures. To the alumni, I say, this is your spirit. Your spirit is the heartbeat of TSU football. You built TSU, and I promise to honor your legacy. We will win at TSU with your spirit. To the fans, we need the Tiger roar every game, not just one game, every game. We are going to put a team that competes until the final whistle. We're going to make you very proud of being a TSU alum and also a fan. To build this dynasty, it takes a community. We need your support. I humbly ask you to invest in the future of TSU football. Invest in the dreams of these young men who sees themselves not on the field, but in classrooms, in boardrooms, changing the world. Your dollars are more than just donation. They're investment into America's future. To the TSU players, on campus, and the future players around the Houston, not only Houston, Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and beyond, to the future players, our staff intends to put you in the best position to be successful on and off the field. To the recruits and their families, I want you to join to know that our focus is on TSU graduates, not just players. Academics and athletics will always be a focal point. We are already out recruiting, and we're trying to cover the Houston of the surrounding areas in maroon and gray. So, athletes, your future is at Texas Southern, and we want you to be a Tiger. Finally, a big part of our program include community service and partnerships. Our intention is to connect in many ways to improve the outcome of our community, which includes everyone. We need all working to have team wins. Like I said, I already acknowledge the people that I have seen around. Like I said, thank you again for joining me today. We have work ahead, but I have assembled a great staff, and I think all the staff is not scared to work. So, and also, we had one Richard Johnson sitting up here. We got another Richard Johnson sitting down there. So 911 was my roommate there. When I was with the Oilers, we always shared rooms away on away games, so he got some bad snoring habits. So I will open the floor for questions. Yes, sir. Can you say your name, please? That way I get to know your face.
Larry Rose.
Larry Rose.
I heard you mention you had already assembled a staff. Do you mind letting us know who they might be?
I got to whisper Bubba McDowell's here. Well, at this point, I would rather not say. They are in the building, and you assume to meet that staff at another time. Just let you know that we're all working for one goal. Yes, Ms. Davis.
Congratulations, Coach Dishman. Can you tell us what excited you most about this job, made you want to come take this one?
The opportunity to improve the program, the opportunity to build young men and be mentors to young men, to be able to set them, as Coach, like Dr. Granger said, my one thing is I want to be able to build young men to be better fathers, better brothers, better uncles, just better people in the whole. You know, so I take that challenge to do that.
Coach Zach Tawatari with KHOU 11 right here in front of you. How much are you looking forward to this rivalry renewed with Prairie View A&M?
Well, it's a rivalry. You know, Bubba and I, like we say, you guys know this. Bubba and I have been friends for years. You know, it's crazy. The first time Bubba ever cursed was he cursed at me. So that was his first time ever cursing. So I went and told him, I said, Bubba, you cursing right now, huh? So he was trying to be grown by cursing. But so, like I said, it's going to be a fun rivalry. And for the next 4 years, it's going to be great to have the trophy here at TSU.
Hey, Coach, how you doing? Terrence Harris, Houston Defender. What's your first priority or your first priorities in taking this job? I mean, what do you feel like you have to get accomplished like right away?
Well, my first priority, I think I already accomplished it. We got a great coaching staff that's coming in here. They're ready to work. I have 2 great strength coaches who is going to do our best to get our guys in shape and turn them over to the coaches by the spring ball. So, like I said, the staff, I'm excited to get to work. I'm excited to go out in Houston and recruit. You know, I have my recruiting clothes in the car, so once I leave here, I got to change and go recruit. You know, so I got to get to work on that aspect. And I'm also excited to have just the opportunity to build something, you know, and make it our way. Because I keep telling the coaches, it's not my team, it's not my job, it's our job. So I figure if we can do it as an hour, then I think it will work a little bit better.
Chris.
Nate, did I say yes?
No, you didn't see it. But there's your day. I want to ask you about Bubba in particular. And I know he's in the room. This does not normally happen, okay? This does not normally happen. So talk about being the new head football coach of this team, knowing that you're going to be playing him, not only him, but Eddie Robinson also down at Alabama State. Mm-hmm. And you've also got your boy RJ in here too. So, you know, I know you want to comment on those things.
Well, the only thing, the bad thing about, well, there's nothing bad about taking this job. I just can't go to any Prairie View practices anymore. You know? So Bubba gave me a welcome to always come to practice. I wonder if that welcome's still there.
Coach Dishman, Charles Bishop, inside the HBCU Sports Lab.
Okay.
Here I am back here, podcast. And I wanted to ask you in regards to, Dr. Granger mentioned how intentional they were in terms of the hire. What is, I guess, first priority in regards to the athletes in terms of the retention piece of building your roster?
Well, the body of TSU is here. We have enough players on that team to win now. So we're just getting other pieces in to help. You know, but the meat and potatoes of the team, when I met with them 2 days ago, they were sitting in the room. So we're not going to go off and wholesale and take out 30 and bring in 30 more. No, we have enough talent in that room to win. I have enough belief in the guys that's in that room to win. I have enough belief in our coaches to get them in the right areas to make us win.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
How are you?
Here.
My name is Michael Williams.
Okay.
I am the current treasurer for the Texas Southern University Foundation Board. On behalf of our president, Chairman Frazier Wilson, and board secretary Troy Pradia, we want to welcome you to the campus and let you know that the foundation board is 100% behind you, and you will be seeing us frequently.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. The overwhelming support and the overwhelming thank you and the overwhelming of people of just texting me or emailing me and telling me congratulations is unreal, and it's a pretty overwhelming feeling when you get so many people that you have touched over the years and the love over the years. You know, to see Scoot Berman and Nate and Kim and Ralph and all those guys that actually, you know, interview me. Now they're here, and now I'm one of the head coaches. So it's a great support to see that.
Congratulations, Chris. Chancellor Johnson, KPRC. As Dr. Granger mentioned, it was a long process. What was it like for you as you awaited this opportunity and to get the head coaching job?
Well, patience is good. You know, you have to wait on. You have to. Sometimes God has a way of making you have patience. You know, you don't have to always jump into the first thing you see. So the great thing about me, I have patience. I was able to spend more time with my family. I was able to get my coaching staff together while I was waiting. I was able to get what type of defensive offense we're going to run when I was waiting. So it actually helped me to get myself together, you know, because God always brings stuff on time. It's not maybe when you want it, but it's always the right time.
So, Cris, that's a great transition from my question. I want to talk a little bit about football. What can fans expect? What kind of program are you going to run? What can you tell us about the style of play that will take place at TSU?
We're going to be a very smart team, offensively, defensively, and special teams. We're going to be very smart. We're not going to kill ourselves. Most games are lost when people kill themselves. Third and 2, our defense jump off sides. Now there's a first down. You know, so we're on the 35-yard line, and all of a sudden someone jump off sides, then back us up. We can't kick a field goal. So we're going to be very smart on what we do. You know, we're going to have football IQ. All our players are going to be high energy, but intelligent guys with football IQ. So therefore, our coaches have to I'm going to put our coaches in that situation in practice, so therefore they can learn. So it's not always the first time they see it the first time during the game. I'm going to stress our players during practice, so they won't be stressed during the game.
Nate, hold on 1 second, because I want to ask Coach a question, and being that I'm a senior in your case, I might forget, so let me throw it in there now. Your philosophy. The landscape of college football has changed. I mean, it used to be, you know, you get a kid out of high school, you develop him. Now we have the portal. Are you going to be more about developing the high school talent or looking for that quick fix in the portal?
We're going to be we got to go high school. If we have to go high school, we go portal. We have to go portal. So I can't answer that question in what you ask me right now. But what I can say that we're going to be a little bit of everything. College football has changed. Yes, you have to get in the portal if you want to win now. Football itself, sports in general, people in general has changed. Everybody want a microwave. You know, things are not microwave these days. You know, I grew up in this era where we have to put the stuff in the oven, wait for the oven warm up, then you start eating. But everybody want a microwave. You want to push 30 seconds and have it done. It's not like that. So we're going to be a little bit of everything. If I have to go in the portal and get 1 or 2 guys or 3 guys, then that's what I have to do. But if I have to develop some high school players, then that's what we have to do.
Mr. Griffin?
Thank you, sir. I want to ask you about, Coach, I want to ask you about your offense and what are your plans there. I know you have to, in terms of your quarterback, I know you probably have to make some decisions. I have no idea. But if you could just give us an idea of what your offense and what kind of an offense you plan to run.
A scoring offense. Offense to score points. That's what I want. You know, we have some of our offensive coaches back there, so I want offense to score points and the defense to stop from scoring. That's the only best. It's the best way I can tell you as far as the style that we want.
So are you going to be, you know?
Bubba, great question. If I'm you, I'm going to start preparing for more 22 personnel. We're not going to even have any receivers.
Congratulations, Coach. Paula Harris with the Houston Astros. I want to be the first to formally invite you and Coach Bubba McDowell to the HBCU Classic, the 2nd annual, over at Minute Maid, where we'll have both of your baseball teams out there. So we want to make sure you bring the football teams, that we have a good time, and that we all celebrate and see who's gonna win that game on February 17th between TSU and Prairie View baseball.
All right.
Okay.
I implemented on the team 2 days ago about community service hours. Each player is going to have 24 community service hours. So this is what I'm looking forward to. Our players is getting out in the community. Y'all, I'm a giver, and sometimes givers give. You know, I give, and I don't want me, my staff, our players to be takers. If we asking somebody for something, then we have to give of what we want. So they have 24 hours of community services they have to do, and I would check that each and every day of seeing how many community service hours you have done.
Coach, Larry Rose, YouTube podcast, Sports Talk with Fat Larry. Question. A lot of coaches, and I know you're a defensive guy, and I'm hoping that this is going to be your philosophy. You were very aggressive in an attack mode. Will our defense be the same?
We're going to be a defense to stop people. You know, I can't say what we're going to be. We have to go through spring ball. We have to see what type of players we have. I know the coaches that we had kept over, they have gave me a great insight of the players we have. You know, so we have to see exactly when we go through spring ball. You know, the players make up your philosophy. You know, coaches can write down, we want to be tough, we want to run the ball, third down, we want. That's all good on paper, but the paper have never made a play. You know, so our coaches, I mean, our players is going to make up our philosophy. So you ask me my philosophy, whatever our players can do, that's our philosophy.
By the way, Coach Dishman and Dr. Granger will be around after the press conference, so you can do your one-on-ones. If you need a private area, we have the Dynamo locker rooms available for that. So we're going to do that next. And before we let you go, Coach, I want to say quickly, you can see that Coach McDowell did pay a great tribute to you today because he wore a gray suit. I mean,
well,
that's outstanding.
I got to change.
Yeah.
Well, his is lighter. I'm darker, but I got to change up. I see. He know me too well.
Yeah, he does. And one more thing, because you know, you can't acknowledge people enough who've contributed to this, and I think Coach would be the first one to say he would not be sitting here today, if not for one special person who's sitting in the stands today, and that is Miss Jennifer Dishman. Jennifer, would you please stand and let everybody see who you are? Yeah. Thank you for the new coach.
Well, you can't. We can't thank Jennifer enough, or Jennifer. We can't thank her enough. You know, for 7 years we've been traveling from here, from McNeese to Canada to back in the States. You know, and she's always been there with me and always had my back. So she knows how much I appreciate her.
That's worth a round of applause right there. Yes. We're going to wrap things up right now. I just want to say quickly that you know, I've known Cris since '92, something like that. I was fortunate at the time I came to Houston. We actually had the Jack Pardee show, the Buddy Ryan show, and the Warren Moon show. So they'd actually let us fly on the charter. So we got to. So what I'm saying is, I got to watch this guy up close and personal. We were at practice every day during the week because we had all these shows, and he was one of the hardest workers on the team. Always putting in the extra hours, the extra effort, and always trying to find some way to improve and get better. And I have no doubt, Coach Granger has no doubt, everybody here knows he's going to put that same energy and enthusiasm into his job now as the head coach at Texas Southern University. Thank you all for coming. As I said, for the media who wants to do one-on-ones, if you want to use those locker rooms, they are open for your use. Just check with Ryan McGinty. Thank you for showing up this morning. We appreciate it very much. And go support the Tigers.
Yeah.